Do you drink coffee? Me too. But did you know that you can use old coffee grounds in your compost pile to help feed your garden? So I'm going to show you today how to do a compost in place, because I'm not that person that's going to have a whole container or a whole big old trash bin of old kitchen scraps sitting outside and smelling horrible for months and months and months waiting for a garden season. I just can't do it. So I have a whole bin in my refrigerator, a whole little section where I have been saving uneaten fruit. Sometimes I'll buy fruit, but it's just me and my son here, and we'll get a whole bag of oranges or a whole bag of tangerines or a whole bag of grapes or a whole bag, and some of it get eaten because I put them in smoothies and things like that, and some of it just don't. So I put all of the fruit that don't get eaten in this one bin in the refrigerator. A couple months ago I started doing it so that when it's time to do my garden, I'll have some fruit that I can use for my compost, because I just can't have a compost bin outside. I live out here in the country. I live out here where there's woods, like right literally next door to me. There's just woods, and then there's a pond, and then I have my pond, but there's all kinds of animals that come, and they're always every day knocking over my garbage can. So imagine what they do if they knew that this was out there with food scraps. So yeah, I can't do it. But so I have some pears, I have some tangerines, I have some little potatoes in there, I have oranges, I have I think there's some strawberries in there too, or there was supposed to be some strawberries in there. They may have gotten thrown away. Yeah, they may have gotten thrown away because I don't see them right here. But just a whole bunch of just fruit that didn't get eaten. I had a whole 18 count egg carton sitting in my refrigerator for the last 2 weeks that I was saving the eggshells, and my housekeeper threw them out when she cleaned the refrigerator out. She knew about this section of the this little bin right here. She knew not to touch any of that because she knew what I was saving it for, but I forgot to put the egg carton on top of that inside, and she threw it away when she was cleaning up. So I no longer have that. And egg shells are perfect for composting. It takes a while for it to break down. You can actually grind them up. You don't have to put them in there whole. But yeah, they got thrown away. So I don't have any. And I'm not gonna go cook some eggs just to get the shells. But so in this video you see me pulling out the different vegetables or what have you. These I could have set out and let them grow little sheets, but you can tell that they've been sprayed with that stuff to make them not grow the sheets and have a longer shelf life or whatever you want to call it. So those little potatoes are most likely going to be put in the garden as well, not to plant but to use for compost. So as you can see, I have plums, I have pears, I have tangerines, oranges. Like I said, there should have been some strawberries that may have got thrown away. So these are the things that I'm going to have in there. I have some coffee grinds, some old coffee grinds, and things of that nature. I usually try to keep the banana peels, but they end up getting thrown away because I always I love banana bread, so I let my bananas get really overripe so I can make banana bread, and then I almost instantly forget about this bin that I have in the refrigerator and I throw the peels away. So banana peels are also good for this. But so this is what I have. I'm putting them in some. I have the old Folgers can that didn't have any canister that didn't have any coffee in it, and I'm gonna just poke some holes in some of these fruit so that it'll be easier for the little insects to find them, because when you poke a hole, it's gonna let out that little gas or whatever, that little smell or whatever. I don't know if they smell it or not, but that's my thought process. So I'm out here at the garden, I'm looking, and it looks really, really nice and cleaned up because it was horrible the last time I showed it to you guys a couple days ago. as far as them just straighten it up. So I decided that I'm going to just go into each bin and I'm going to move the soil around, toss the soil around. I'm going to bury some of these fruit in each bin, or as many as I can until I run out. And that way, because it's going to be a couple weeks before I transplant into the garden anyway, that way they'll be ready, and we'll have a lot of worm castings because the worms are going to be in there eating and pooping. And worm castings is actually the poop from the worms, and it's going to help my soil like a lot. It's going to help the soil a lot. The only thing I'm going to have to add to the soil when I get ready to transplant is some maybe some manure and some bone meal or what have you, and it will be good to go, okay, to get started. And then later on down the line, I'll of course feed the garden with some plant food or what have you, and some fertilizer. But so this is what I did, and I'm showing you from the top view. This is me out there from the this is the camera that's connected to the house, so you guys can see me out there. First, I got my phone out, and that was me recording that little part that you just saw. And I'm just like, oh, it just looks really nice. It looks really nice. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Y'all know how excited I get. Now, one of those bags over there, one of the bags, had this little critter inside of it. When I tell you that mug scared the freaking shit out of me. Well, it's not that it scared me. I just wasn't expecting it. And so I'm going through each bin, each bag, each growing bag, and I'm tossing the soil around, and I'm putting the vegetables or the fruit in there and covering it back up, right? So when I get to that one, and I see this bug, okay, so it looks like a long worm, kind of look like a snake, but it's not a snake. I can tell it's not a snake. It's like a worm looking thing, but the way the face part of it was just so ugly, and I just didn't like it. And he may have been a baby snake, but he didn't look like a snake. He didn't move like a snake. He moved like a worm. But he was so ugly. And I was just like, okay, Speedy. I'm going to talk to my dog. It's time to go. And we packed up and we got the heck up out of the garden, okay? We got the heck up off and over there, okay? Now, later today, I'm going to come back out there, and I'm actually going to go ahead and throw some mothballs around the area. Just pretty much all over the yard area or whatever, just because that's what I like to do this time of year anyway, because y'all know I don't like snakes. Anything that looked like a snake is a snake to me. So even though he was probably some kind in the worm family or some kind of lizard, I don't know what the hell it was, to be honest with y'all. I ain't like it. And he was categorized as a snake to me. Okay, you guys gonna see me when I go over there, because I'm gonna jump and I'm gonna be like, you're gonna see me suddenly grabbing all my stuff and getting the heck up out of there. Okay, you're gonna see it. You're gonna be like, oh, she must have saw a snake. That's the only thing that will make me jump like that. If it looks like a snake, it's a snake. But it really wasn't a snake. I don't think it was a snake. It was some kind of weird mutated worm lizard, some kind of weird mutated worm lizard. I know I sound crazy, but that's the only thing I can think of to say that it was, but and look at my noble Steve right there protecting me. He's right there with every step that I make. He's gonna make sure nothing gets me. But when I go over to that one bag, I don't think he was close by. I don't think he was right there. He was not right there. I can't remember. I'm going to see. Let's just watch this together, because that's where I go when I leave this bin right here. This one that I'm at right here, it has quite a bit of sections in it. I didn't go put anything in that one that's over to the left-hand side sitting over there, because that one has seen better days. So I don't think I'm going to plant anything in there. But if I do, it'll probably be some peppermint or some mint, to keep the snakes away. I might put a whole bunch of mint seeds in it just to keep the snakes away. But let's see. Here I go. I'm going over there now. I got my little tool. I'm opening it. I see it, right? And then I'm like, oh no. Well, time to go. Come on, Speedy. Oh, he was there. He was there. He was there. I didn't even look. He did come over there with me. I grab all my stuff And baby, I'm out. But see, I'm not running. See, if it was a snake, I would have been running. And I wouldn't have grabbed nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it definitely wasn't a snake. But it you know, if it looks like a snake, it's a snake to me.